let's focus. Get excited. The playoffs are almost here. That was a little Hobbit music for you, for those of you that didn't recognize it. Misty Mountains Cold from multiple Hobbit movies, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. The next and final Hobbit movie comes out in 2 weeks. Pretty excited. But a little ominous music, a little Glenfiddich. Because I don't have any beer in the house right now. And, you know, it's a big week. It's playoff week, so I feel like that warrants a little bit of a step up. It is just barely 12:30, so we're just going, you know, maybe one finger, Ted. Don't get on me too bad about this, but just one ice cube. That's all you need, baby. It goes down smooth. 15-year Glenfiddich. Love it. So let's get things going here. Let me get up my notes. As always, welcome, Commish, coming to you live from Scarborough, Maine. I apologize for the delay on the video. Let me get the league homepage up real quick here. My son pooped on himself right before I was getting ready to make the video. That needed to be attended to. And then he peed on me, and then we just gave him a bath. So we're about 15 minutes behind. I apologize. Actually, he peed on me last night, too. We were sitting here watching a movie, The Neighbors, which I recommend. Pretty funny movie. And all of a sudden, my stomach just felt really warm, and I looked down, and there was just urine on me. So those are the type of things that happen. That's what's going on in my life. I'm sure Angel, Gerard, I'm sure you've been pissed on before, too, in some other capacity. Maybe you even asked for it from a certain female. I don't know what you guys are into all the time. But that's... So there you go. So we have something in common now. Other current events. Like I said, baby will be 2 weeks old tomorrow. Things are going well. Sleep is horrendous. Other than that, all is good here at the Holmes household. Watched a little college football last night. Again, Florida State looks like a joke. They're going to get run over in the playoffs. It's just a matter of who's going to do it. Alabama looked good. Oregon looked good. I'm taking the Ducks. That's who I'm picking. Yeah. Moving on. What else we got here? The movie last night. And then no beer of the week, so instead I do scotch of the week. This could get expensive if I decide to just switch to straight scotch of the week every time. Yeah, so hopefully I get some beer next time because I can't do a different scotch every time. But really, that's enough of the intro stuff. You guys are here for what matters most, and that's the playoffs, and that's the patented commish jinx. Who am I going to jinx today by picking them to win, and they're going to get rolled over? So let's start with my matchup versus Ted. We've already got a score of 54-30. This is actually one of my better showings of the year so far. Of course, it comes on the last week where I am completely irrelevant. Ted, helped me out by putting Joique Bell on his bench, who dropped 22 points on Thanksgiving Day. Gobble, gobble. And he's starting Zach Mettenberger at quarterback. That hurts a little bit. Denard Robinson, Fred Jackson. He's got Gronk, who I think will have a decent day up in Lambeau today, but it's not going to be enough. I'm actually going to predict myself for the win, Ted. This will affect your playoff status. You said it's okay because you think it's going to put you in the bracket that you want. I say it's never a good thing to lose because your team loses hope. They lose focus, and they're not going to play well for you in the first round. Always want the victory. But I'm taking myself over Ted. Moving on, Heckman versus Gerard. We got a score of 34-17 after the Thursday games. Heckman with a nice game from Alshon Jeffrey. The rest of the Bears were terrible. Forte and Brandon Marshall. Marshall's been horrendous this year. Lots of Green Bay players in this game. Heckman with the Rodgers, Jordy Nelson combo. HIV with the Randall Cobb, Eddie Lacy combo. I think I prefer the Rodgers-Nelson players to the Lacy Cobb, even though they're both excellent. But I think I'd rather have Heckman's Green Bay players. I think it's going to be a close game. I actually think Heckman squeaks out this win. I think he does. At the end of the day, it's not going to change things too much. I'll get to that in a second. But just for pure pride, Heckman, congrats. I think you get the victory today. Next matchup, Halim versus JP. Halim's up 25-14 right now. Halim definitely with the better running backs, for sure. But JP overall, I feel like, has better talent on his team to score points outside of the running back position as well. T.Y. Hilton, I know Angel had commented that potentially T.Y.'s production would drop off a little bit because he has a newborn at home, and where I can somewhat sympathize with that. Ty is in a little bit of a different scenario than I am, taking off some time from work. I'm sure he's hired multiple people to watch over this kid and his wife, and he's just going about his business, and he's going to make it rain, and he's getting, trust me, he's getting plenty of sleep. This is not a concern for T.Y. Hilton at this point. So I think he has a good game. I think OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., has a nice day today. Again, some one-handed catches, and I think JP's talent on his team is too much, and somehow Tannehill for JP versus Cam Newton for Halim is actually going to be a close matchup. Tannehill is a reasonable quarterback, and I didn't think I'd be comparing him to Cam Newton at the end of the year, but I think JP, you get the win, but it's not going to be enough. But you get the win, you finish on a strong note. Congratulations. Next matchup, Malik versus Amon. I talked to Malik last night. He said he was going up Sunday River today, so he set his lineup last night and just said, see ya, we'll see what happens. His lineup looks pretty good. He got 28 from Megatron on Thanksgiving, which is definitely a nice start. He's got Luck and Foster going today, definitely big point getters. I think this is going to be a close one. Amon's got Peyton, typically does well. In Kansas City, hard place to play. Some divisional stuff here at stake. I think Peyton's going to struggle a little bit, and I think Malik gets the victory today, which really only affects their 3-4 seeding, so no one really cares about that game except for Malik and Amon. And then moving on, I know Angel is very, excited to hear about this. He's sitting at work right now, just waiting for a video, anything to do other than work. So here we go, Angel. He is down 24-25 versus Max right now. Angel with great wide receivers. He's got all the different colors going on here. He's got brown and green, which are going to be, I think, have good games. And then, hanging on to Josh Gordon. Monster game last week. I think he's going to do it again this week. Max has got Sammy Watkins, who I think is going to struggle against Cleveland a little bit, with Joe Hayden covering him all day. And then Max did get a nice game out of Stafford, who Brady's not going to be able to match that. Just not in Lambeau Field. I don't think it's going to happen. But I think the talent that Angel has on the wide receiving core and in the flex spot is going to be enough to push him over the edge and get the victory over Max. Now, and ESPN's projecting Max to win by 1 point. I think Angel gets it by like 5 to 9 points, somewhere in that vicinity. So, moving on. So what does this all mean for the playoff tree? This is what people are excited about. This is what they want to know. I finished with a record of 3-10. I'm out. See you later. Halim finishes with a record of 4-9. He's out. See you later. Then we get down to, so let's then start at the top. So we got rid of me and Halim. HIV, congrats. You're still in the number 1 spot. Max, number 2 spot. Both of you with the bye. We'll see you in the second round of the playoffs. Now we come down to number 3. I take Malik over Amon for the victory today. So Malik gets the 3 spot. Amon gets the 4 spot. They are locked in at those positions. Nothing is going to change, assuming my predictions are correct. And then it comes down to the 5 and 6, what we've been focusing on the last couple of weeks. I'm going to beat Ted today, and I predict Angel to get the victory. Right now, Ted has 24 more points than Angel. If he can maintain that distance, Ted will stay in the 5 spot. Angel will sneak into the 6 spot in the playoffs, which would set up the tree as Angel playing Amon and Ted playing Malik. The Angel-Amon game would be in the top part of the bracket, having to go against HIV, which, as we saw, Angel is calling out HIV. Not a lot of people can do that. Usually doesn't end well for them, but Angel, he's demanding it. He wants HIV. He wants it now. So, and then Ted would play Malik in the bottom bracket with Max, who a lot of people are sleeping on Max. No one's really, talking about him, things like that. He may just roll people and get right to the championship. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Angel's going to put up some points today, and Ted's team is looking pretty rough. It would not shock me if Angel is able to make up those 24 points and pass Ted and actually get to the 5th seed and bump Ted down. And that's where I think things are going to end up. I think Angel will end up in the 5th seed in the HIV top part of the bracket, and Ted will end up at the 6th seed down in the Max section of the bracket. So those are the only 2 things that could potentially change right there. Other than that, though, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to be excited to watch. Excited for the Patriots game today. Got the sweatshirt on already. And that's pretty much all I got for you, boys. I will try and get some more videos up. later in the week, kind of for a recap once the playoff tree is set, and then we will go from there. Angel, hope this killed about 11 and a half minutes at work for you, gave you something else to do. I will see you guys on the message boards. I have to tend to the baby. I need to finish this scotch first, and then we will go about our business. Have a good weekend. Enjoy.